Hello, and welcome back to Simple English Learning. I'm so glad you're here today because we're going to focus on a skill that almost every English learner struggles with: listening comprehension. Have you ever had this experience? You study English for months, maybe years. You read textbooks, you memorize vocabulary, and you even speak a little. But then, when you listen to a native speaker, you feel lost. They talk too fast. Their accent sounds different from what you learned in school. You catch a few words, but the full meaning escapes you. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you are not alone. Listening is often the hardest skill for English learners, and many students feel frustrated when they realize that they can't understand real English conversations even after years of study. But here's the good news. Listening is not a talent. It's a trainable skill. Just like you train your muscles in the gym, you can train your ears and your brain to understand English more quickly, more clearly, and more confidently. And in this episode, I will give you 3 of the most effective exercises you can use to master your listening skills. These are exercises I've taught to hundreds of students, and they work at every level: beginner, intermediate, or advanced. By the end of this podcast, you'll have a clear roadmap to improve your listening step by step. So, let's get started. Why listening feels so hard? Before we jump into the exercises, let's take a moment to understand why listening is so difficult for English learners. There are 3 main reasons. 1. Speed. Native speakers speak much faster than the English you hear in textbooks. They connect words, reduce sounds, and use a rhythm that feels overwhelming at first. 2. Variety of accents. English is a global language. Americans, British, Australians, Indians, Canadians all have different accents and ways of speaking. If you only learn one accent, others may confuse you. 3. Real-life language. In real conversations, people use idioms, slang, unfinished sentences, and background noise. This is very different from the clean, slow recordings you hear in school. So if you find listening hard, it doesn't mean you're bad at English. It just means you haven't trained your ears enough. And that's exactly what we're going to fix today. Exercise 1. Active listening with transcripts. This is one of the most powerful ways to train your ears because it combines listening with reading, helping your brain make clear connections. Here's how it works step by step. 1. Choose a short clip, about 1 to 2 minutes. It could be from a podcast, a TED Talk, or even a YouTube video. The important thing is that it has a transcript or subtitles. 2. Listen without reading. Play it once or twice and just listen. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Try to catch the main idea. 3. Listen while reading. Now play it again, this time with the transcript. As you listen, follow along with the text. Notice how the written words match the spoken sounds. 4. Analyze reductions and connections. Native speakers often say things differently than they're written. For example, going to becomes gonna. Did you becomes did ya. Want to becomes wanna. These reductions are why listening feels hard. Reading the transcript while listening will train you to recognize them. 5. Repeat without transcript. Finally, listen again without looking. You'll notice you understand much more than before. Example. Suppose you listen to a news clip that says, "We're going to talk about the economy today." At first, you might not catch gonna, but when you see it in the transcript, suddenly it makes sense. The next time you hear gonna, your brain will recognize it automatically. Why this works? Active listening with transcripts connects your ears, eyes, and brain. You're not just passively hearing, you're actively training. I recommend doing this for 10 to 15 minutes every day. If you do, you'll notice progress in just a few weeks. Exercise 2, the shadowing technique. The second exercise is called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say at the same time, like a shadow follows your body. This exercise is amazing for both listening and speaking because it forces you to focus on rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation. Here's how to do it. 1. Pick a short audio. Again, about 1 to 2 minutes is enough. 2. Listen first. Play the clip once to get the general idea. 3. Play and repeat together. Play the clip again, and as the speaker talks, try to repeat exactly what they say in real time. Don't pause, don't stop, just follow along. 4. Focus on sound, not meaning. At first, don't worry if you don't understand every word. The goal is to train your ear to hear the sounds and your mouth to copy them. 5. Repeat many times. Do it again and again until you feel the rhythm and flow. Example. If you shadow a TED Talk speaker who says, "It's important to prioritize your goals," you repeat immediately, "It's important to prioritize your goals." At first, you'll feel clumsy, maybe behind the speaker, but after a few tries, your mouth and ears will synchronize. Why this works? Shadowing makes your brain work very fast. You don't have time to translate into your language. You just listen and copy. This helps you get used to the natural speed of English. I recommend shadowing for 5 to 10 minutes daily. Over time, you'll notice you can catch words faster and speak more naturally. Exercise 3, dictation practice. The third exercise is dictation practice. Dictation might sound old-fashioned, but it's incredibly powerful for listening. It trains you to focus on detail, the exact words, spellings, and structures. 1. Choose a short clip. 30 seconds to 1 minute is enough. 2. Listen and write. Play the clip and write down exactly what you hear. Don't worry if you miss words. Just try. 3. Check with the transcript. Compare your writing with the transcript or subtitles. See what you got right and what you missed. 4. Focus on mistakes. Were there words you didn't hear because they were reduced? Did you miss endings like ed or s? These details are important in English. 5. Repeat. Try again with the same clip. Each time you'll improve. Example. The clip says, "She's been working here for 5 years." But you only write, "She working here 5 years." When you check the transcript, you realize you missed has been and for. Next time, you'll pay closer attention. Key: why this works. Dictation slows you down and forces your ears to notice small details. It's like zooming in with a microscope. This builds sharp listening accuracy. I suggest doing dictation 2 to 3 times per week. Combine it with active listening and shadowing, and your listening will skyrocket. Now, you might be wondering, should I do all 3 every day? The answer is no. That would be too much. Instead, create a balanced routine. Here's an example. Monday to Friday, 10 minutes active listening with transcripts, 5 minutes shadowing. Twice a week, 10 minutes dictation practice. This adds up to about 15 to 20 minutes per day, manageable, realistic, and effective. If you stay consistent with this routine for 3 months, I guarantee you will notice a dramatic improvement in your listening skills. Extra tips for listening success. Before we wrap up, let me give you some extra tips to make your listening practice even more effective. 1. Choose content you enjoy. Don't force yourself to listen to boring materials. Pick podcasts, shows, or topics you actually like. Enjoyment increases motivation. 2. Expose yourself to different accents. Listen to American, British, Australian, and other varieties of English. At first, it's hard, but your brain will adapt. 3. Be patient. Listening takes time. At first, you may feel lost, but with consistent practice, your ears will become sharper. 4. Don't aim for 100%. Even native speakers don't understand every single word in noisy situations. Focus on the main idea, not perfection. Conclusion. So, let's summarize what we've learned today. Listening is one of the hardest skills in English, but it's also one of the most important. To master it, you need the right training. And the 3 most effective exercises are: 1. Active listening with transcripts to connect sound and meaning. 2. Shadowing technique to train speed, rhythm, and natural flow. 3. Dictation practice to sharpen your accuracy and attention to detail. Together, these 3 exercises create a complete training system. Active listening helps you understand more, shadowing helps you process faster, and dictation helps you catch details. Remember, listening is not a gift, it's a skill, and with practice, every skill improves. So, starting today, choose one of these exercises, set a timer for 10 minutes, and just do it. Your ears will thank you, your brain will thank you, and your future conversations in English will be much easier. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Simple English Learning. If you found this podcast helpful, please share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which exercise will you try first: active listening, shadowing, or dictation. This is your teacher and friend from Simple English Learning, reminding you, learn smart, stay consistent, and speak confidently. See you in the next lesson.